Welcome to 305 Live, session number 3. I'm going to take you through a routine, okay? Anytime you're doing wall ball, you want to make sure that you're using both your right and left hand. I really recommend doing double with your left hand than you do with your right, if you're right hand dominant, because I'm trying to get my left hand better and caught up. It's up to you, but I would recommend trying that out. Have a routine to follow, so maybe write some stuff down before you start. Stick work is key to anything you do on the field, whether you're attacker or defender and even goalie. Without further ado, I'm going to go through 8 to 10 different things right now that you can try. I really like to start out with perfect passing. We call it perfect passing because we're going to take our time. We're not going to just jump on the wall and start throwing the ball, which you can do to warm up a little bit. But once we get started, we want to work on throwing exactly correctly, mechanically correct. All our fundamentals are on point, and I'll show you what I mean by that. I'm going to start with my right hand, all right, and I'm going to get my stick back. All right, I always want my stick to be back straight. I don't want to turn and wind up. Even if I'm throwing a really hard shot or throwing a long pass, I never want to wind up and try and chuck the ball, okay? Because then the ball is going to probably fly right out that way, not go straight. But always, no matter what I'm doing, I want the stick to be straight back. Notice how I'm also, my arms are up. I'm in almost a 90-degree angle here, 90-degree angle here, okay? I'm not doing these T-Rex arms and just pushing, okay? T-Rex is like this. You don't want to look like a T-Rex when you're playing lacrosse, okay? We have arms. We need to use them. We need to use our extension. The more comfortable you get with your stick and the more things you can do with it out wide, like go-go gadget arms, right? The more you can get comfortable with your stick away from your body, the better player you're going to be, the better all-around player you're going to be, okay? Because you're going to be able to pass around your defender or shoot around your defender or do all kinds of different things. So then we're going to throw from that position, making sure that we're pulling down with our bottom hand. The power is coming from our bottom hand and the twist in our body. And our top hand, our wrist is aiming, right? So we're going to start like this. We're going to turn our body, step, turn, pass. And I'm going to do at least 10 of these, okay? Right here, get it back, tap. So notice, every single time, I'm getting my stick back, step, throw. Okay, stick back, turn, step, throw. I'm working on a perfect pass every single time, taking my time. And I'm going to do the same thing with my left, and I can do even more with my left. But I'm going to get my stick straight back, step, turn, throw. Okay? You want your right hand and your left hand to look exactly the same. So if it helps, you can actually put your phone in front of you, facing yourself so you can see, or do it in front of a mirror. And you can actually make sure that everything you're doing is the same right and is the same left. You want it to look exactly the same. A lot of times when we put the stick in our left hand, we end up doing weird things. It feels weird, it feels different. It's gonna feel weird, but you still wanna make sure that you're doing everything the same, even if it feels weird. Eventually, it's gonna stop feeling weird. It's gonna feel more normal and you'll be able to actually do it. Number 2, this next segment is actually working on kind of catching bad passes. So we're gonna throw ourselves passes that are a little bit all over the place, which is actually my favorite thing to work on, because it's kind of fun to try and push yourself to do it. To get started, we're gonna go off stick side catches. So now instead of catching normal, I'm gonna throw the ball with my right hand and I'm gonna catch it on my off side. You wanna be able to adjust and pull the stick back over. The one big mistake people make with this is if the ball is coming to them on this side, they just put their stick over here like a windshield wiper and they go like this, and then they try and do this outside turn thing and grab the ball, and a lot of times the ball ends up falling out because you're trying to go after it and it's just gonna fly out of your stick. So what we wanna do instead is, when we're putting our stick over here, get our hand over our stick just a little bit, and then as soon as we catch it, it's an easy cradle right back, okay? Or if you find yourself like this, when you catch it, just do a little quick adjustment and then pull it back. So we're gonna work on that here. Always keep your feet moving during stick work too. Then we're gonna do the same thing left. I would do at least 20, if not more. So we're gonna try all high passes right now. You can even work on one hand grabs with this if you want. All right. All right, so we're gonna work on high passes that way. Woo. Sometimes that'll happen. All right, so we're challenging ourselves. It shouldn't be easy. You should definitely be making mistakes when we're trying this, okay? Now we'll try and throw some low passes. Yeah, it's not gonna work right now because I'm at an angle, but you can try and throw yourself some low passes as well. So now I'm gonna just throw myself all kinds of crazy passes and work on catching them. Okay, so keep in mind what I said, when we're catching on our offside, we wanna make sure that we're getting our hand over our stick, cushioning the ball in, and then bringing it back. So you always have to have soft hands no matter where you're catching the ball. If the ball comes back to you low, you wanna make sure that you're still cushioning it in a little bit and then cradling it. If the ball comes back anywhere really close to your body, especially on your hips, we kind of call this a handcuff. If the ball gets close to your hips, you need to slide your hands up your stick and try and get your hands as close to the head as you can, and then catch the ball here. So if all of a sudden I throw it and it comes back to me on my hip and I'm asking for it like this, but the ball comes right here, I can quickly get my hands up my stick. Same thing if it comes over here. I can see the ball is coming this way and I can quickly get my hands up my stick. Okay, if the ball is coming directly at your head, just jump to the side, or directly at your body. It feels really awkward when it's happening, but if you just jump to the side, it's an easy catch. So you always want to jump to the side. That makes it most sense at the time. If it's here and you feel like you can just jump this way and catch, that's great. Or you could just jump this way and catch, that's great. Never try and just do this. Okay, if the ball is coming at your head, you never want to just put your stick in front of your face. It's going to be really hard to catch that. All right, so always get your body around the ball and always try and catch above your shoulder, near your head, near your ear, over here in this area. All right, you should always be trying to catch the ball up here, whether it's on this side of your body or this side of your body. If the ball's starting to come low, you can even duck down a little bit, bend your knees. Okay, this kind of thing requires a lot of movement. You're not going to just stand there and try and catch. You're going to be moving all around. So I'll demonstrate. We'll see what happens. I guarantee you I'm going to drop some of these, but that's what's supposed to happen. We're challenging ourselves, right? Whoa. Of course, we dropped the first one. Woo. Oh, that was too far. Okay, it also helps if you start running towards the ball. You can work on catching on the run. All right, and then back up. All right, we're gonna keep working hard. Got that one? Woo. Good, I'm getting tired, okay? It should be tiring, okay? It should be exhausting. Next one we're gonna do is the left hand. Sorry about that. I'm not going to go through the whole thing again, but we're going to do the same thing with your left that you do with your right. If you're working in a tight space, just work with what you got. If you can't do big, long, crazy, bad passes, then don't do it, okay? It's up to the space that you have to work with. I just want to say, again, thank you to the Laxworks team. I love this wall because it zings right back at you. The return is awesome. It's now $50 off with code LAXON305 plus free shipping, okay? So make sure you guys go check that out if you need a rebounder. Then the rest of what we're doing is actually now good if you're working in smaller spaces. First one we're gonna do is quick sticks, basic right hand, left hand, quick sticks. Two ways to do it. One is keep your hands normal on your stick, one hand at the bottom, the other one kind of in the middle, right? And you do this. The other way to work on it is going short stick, we call it. So sliding your bottom hand up, top hand up a little farther, and going short stick like this. We're still using the same mechanics and pulling with our bottom hand, but this is good for working on controlling the stick in tight. All right, so I'll try both right here. I'll go right hand first. All right, so notice I'm always cushioning the ball back. Every time I cushion it in, the butt comes up, and then I pull back down with my bottom hand. Now we'll go short stick. We're gonna go a little closer and short stick. You guys can do as many as you can. I would try and get at least 50, if not more. You can count how many you can get in a row and challenge yourself to get as many as you can. Now we'll go left. Things again, right, both right and left. The next one is off stick side quick sticks. So this one's a little bit more challenging. We're gonna go back to catching offside, and we're gonna try and use our right hand, and I'm gonna throw the ball back to my opposite side and then quick stick it back and catch it over here. Throw, catch it over here, okay? So if you can tell, I'm alternating. I'm throwing one regular and then throwing, quick sticking one back the other way. Okay, the other way to do this is just to keep your stick on the offside the entire time. So we're just gonna keep our quick sticks going offside the whole time. So I'll try that. Now we're gonna try the same thing left. So again, when we're catching offside, you still need to make sure you're cushioning the ball in. All right, we can't just try and catch here and then push right back. We always want to make sure the butt end is coming up and we're using our bottom hand to pull and we're cushioning it on the way back. All right, this is really good to practice your control and get your stick work and your arms and your wrists and your whole body feeling better about handling your stick in kind of weird different ways. And so the next one, we're gonna do back of stick stuff. So you put the ball in the back of your stick, it makes catching really hard, or harder, I should say, because it forces you to really have soft hands, okay? If you don't have soft hands and really over-exaggerate the cushion, it's not gonna work, right? So you're gonna drop the ball. So this is really good to practice soft hands. And I'm just gonna do regular quick sticks. You can even try just catching and cradling if you want, right? You can catch on the back of the stick, cradle, and then throw back, all right? We can try both ways. Of course, the first one, I throw it right over. Okay. Looks like I got some work to do. So like I said, the back of the stick is challenging. It's hard. So I really encourage you guys to try stuff that is hard and challenging and then work to get better at it. And we're gonna do that same thing with our left hand, either catching and cradling or quick sticking. All right, soft hands, soft hands, soft hands. So the last points is, again, to make sure that we're always keeping our feet moving if we can. And you can challenge yourself to always run onto the ball or throw on the run, because in games you're not just standing there. So you want to always keep your feet moving and try and make it as game realistic as possible. All right, so those are just some pointers for wall ball. We're going to go over more stick work in the weeks to come, but I think this was a great routine for you guys to practice at home. Use, this lax wall is great, but any type of wall you have to practice stick work is great. If you have a partner, if you have a parent or a brother or a sister who wants to go out there with you and doesn't know lacrosse, just have them maybe use a baseball mitt, and you can use a lacrosse stick and you can have a catch. They can throw it back to you, they can catch with their mitt. I used to do that with my dad all the time. Okay, so there's plenty of ways to get out there and work on this stuff. So I really recommend doing like 30-minute session. You can either do a lot of different types of stuff. I'll go through some here, maybe like 10 reps each, 20 reps each, and go through a list of different types of things, or focus on maybe 5 and do like 50 reps of each. Okay, whatever it is, you can choose and you can change it up as you go to keep it interesting. The last thing we're gonna do, Q&As, and then we're gonna announce a giveaway winner.